watching Marvel Age Star Wars. My name is Sean. I'm here with Brooks.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching. We are up to...
How to intro. That's good.
We are up to
What
issue...
are we up to?
31.
31 issues.
31 issues.
And we only skipped the first 6.
Yeah, so we've done...
Pretty good.
Well, we've done a good bit. I wanted to show you something that I got before we get into it. It's a tiny show and tell, not a big deal. But on Black Friday, Midtown Comics had a sale. It's like 50 to 70% off back issues. So, certain kinds. So I picked up some stuff. I don't usually like the action figure variants, the comics that look like action figure.
Yeah.
But this one, I saw this one and I couldn't help it. There he is, man. Valence. I like it actually says Valence damaged. It's like a damaged version of Valence. I was like, that's cool. I got this for you if you want it. If you don't, that's cool. It's like $2. I got Lando.
Oh, cool. That is neat.
And I also got this thing that you've talked about before, this issue 108.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty fun.
I haven't read it because I was going to save it till we actually get to that issue in our show and see if it holds up. But that's it. I just wanted to show you that because I really dig that Valence got his own little cover.
Can you see it?
Nope. See what?
Well, maybe I'll pull it out later then. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street.
It says my internet connection is unstable. Isn't that fun? Technology, guys. You don't want to know how much I pay for internet. This is happening. Anyways, issue 31. Let's jump over there.
Cool. Yeah, let's have a look at the cover. I don't remember which one that one is.
You're going to see it and be amazed.
From Yavin, though, right? I
think that's going to happen until we get to Empire, pretty much, I think. Yeah, so there it is. Issue 31.
That's a pretty sus-looking dewback. Look at him.
I like his purple eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my monitor or not, but the green on this is so neon that I can barely read that text.
It's the digital. Like if you see, we've said that before. Like if you see the printed copy, that's fine, but it comes up so bright and day-glow weird looking. I wish that they had made some different color choices for the digital to account for that.
Return to Tatooine. Finally, like I'm not sick to death of Tatooine.
Well, this was back in the old days. This was probably the first time they did. Now it's like,
well, yeah, they had that flashback issue, but yeah,
it's like the Boba Fett show is set on Tatooine.
It's driving me nuts, man.
But it is funny.
It's like Mando and all the universe. He ends up on Tatooine. Boba Fett's going to spend the whole season on Tatooine, the same cities, the same place, and now Obi-Wan is also going to take place on Tatooine. It's like, what is it? Did they buy some desert? They're like, we got to get our money's worth out of this desert.
We can always shoot in the desert. That's what. No matter how much money Disney gives them, like but we can always we built like a dome that will simulate any environment, and now we can simulate any desert we want. Guys, you limit is only your imagination now. I know you don't have to just run outside the city limits and shoot in the desert because you're in California.
And they did this thing in the last Mando. Or maybe it was where they fight the train. And this is one of the last Boba. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in desert movies. They always they're dying of thirst. They'll get a water bottle and they'll hold it up and they'll just squeeze it out and it'll just pour all over their face. Like water isn't precious. And in this one, people are literally fighting and killing for water. And they hit the train and just gushes out and they just come up and hold little hats up. I'm like, dudes, don't do that. That water is valuable. That's what people literally are farming around here.
You're trying to show people that the sand people aren't as primitive as you make them out, but then they're just like, ooh, and just poke it open and it all pours everywhere. Like, what are you doing, man? That was like $1 trillion worth of water.
Okay, so anyway. Luke defies the Empire on his home world, and he's hiding under a dewback and some stormtroopers.
Yeah, it's a bad hide. Look at the perspective; they'd see him immediately.
Well,
he's not under that rock. Look,
and how they rode that dewback up onto that little cliff.
The dewback clearly sees him.
It does. He's like,
"Whoa, hey, anybody seeing this with me?" Those guys just staring up.
So. Again, we got this Y-wing looking ship, but it's not a Y-wing. It's a large ship, but it's got that
larger
pointy head. Prologue: deep space. Here, a meeting is in progress. A rendezvous between a House of Tagge mining explorer and an Imperial battle cruiser. I like how they don't call them Star Destroyers. I guess they just call them battle cruisers.
Don't even know that's what they're called yet.
Do they call them Star Destroyers in the first movie ever? I can't remember.
I don't remember them because he just used to call them cruisers.
Yeah, interesting.
And then
and between two brothers,
like a world, like that one word, Star Destroyer, in a lot of the things that they start calling them. And I think it was like that on the toy. Very weird.
Okay, so this is one of Baron Tagge's brothers. That's cool. Not another plan, Orman. The last was nearly as great a fiasco as the Death Star.
Because of one young rebel who did the impossible, Luke Skywalker.
Well, the Alliance has a way of attracting that sort. They won't be defeated easily or swiftly.
Particularly not if the Empire depends solely on your Starfleet's blockade, little brother.
Since the Death Star, Imperial policy is one of caution, but when the moment is right, the Empire will strike back.
Get it? 6 months in theaters. Led no doubt by Darth Vader. Why should your career and our family's prestige take hind position? So weird. Take hind position in the Emperor's favor to that blasted wizard. A success now could eclipse the Sith Lord.
He's dangerous to openly oppose, Orman, but you already know that. Ooh, shade.
I'm moving in secret, Ulrich, using the House of Tagge's great scientific and commercial resources with you to assure continued military couple. Loses my mind here. With you to assure continued military cooperation, we'll have revenge and more. I like how this Ulrich Tagge, then, this is the dude who was actually in Star Wars, mouthing off at Vader.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. The guy chokes?
Yeah, no, he chokes Mahdi, I think. No, hold on. No, I'm getting... Yeah, or Ozzel.
I didn't know that the Tagges were based on someone in an actual movie.
Oh, yeah. For sure, that's where the name came from, but I'm pretty sure that this guy was the one. And then in some of the stuff, they say Tagge was the one who got choked, but they're wrong. I'm pretty sure that guy was
Motti, right? Motti or something like that.
Yeah, and
that sounds right.
They get mixed up all the time in some of the EU stuff because there is some stuff that'll say that it was Tagge, but it wasn't. It's all coming to fruition, little brother, on a quiet, unsuspecting backwater called Tatooine.
They call it backwater. They should call it Blackwater.
Blackwater.
See, we need to be writing comics. If there's a bright
70s,
I think they were better then, so I don't think that's a problem. If there's a bright center to this universe, you're on the world farthest from it. To Luke Skywalker, it seems ages ago that he spoke those words about his home planet. It feels as if he were a different person than that restless, inexperienced farm boy. Now he is a hero, and a warrior's mission has brought him back. Return to Tatooine! R2 and I have unloaded the land speeder, sir.
Great, Thepio. Get the camouflage cover over the freighter. Even the sand people don't spend much time in this part of the Dune Sea, but there's no point in taking... Move with that covering, fast!
Uh-oh, da-da-dun. Oh dear, it's probably wild banthas, but perhaps even those repulsive little Jawas. I knew it was a mistake coming back to this forsaken place. What do you mean? What do you mean if I feel that way I shouldn't have volunteered? I couldn't trust a non-logical rustbot like you to look after Master Luke.
3PO, the cover! Yeah, and maybe cut down on the screaming.
Yeah.
There's an Imperial patrol out on the far ridge. One of them is carrying a scanner pack.
A scanner pack? Keep your mind on the job. You didn't scan the sector off to our left.
I like that. One of them has a subwoofer.
Yeah.
My mind is on the fact that one TIE fighter could do the work of 10 of these patrols.
And attracts 10 times the attention. Orders are to avoid that.
Are they afraid we'll upset the local sand lice? That's about all we ever... Wait, I've got something.
That thing straight up looks like a metal detector.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been proven wrong so quickly.
I like it gives the full shape of the ship on there.
That scanner.
Oh, this is your guy.
Is it me? Okay, good. Relax. It's only a land speeder. Some local farmer out hunting womp rats, no doubt. Atmospheric distortion made it seem bigger for an instant. Nothing worth investigating.
All right, then. Quit wasting our time. We've got a lot of territory to cover.
Don't complain. We're the ones who are walking. Tomorrow I get the due back.
I wonder what they're scanning for.
Yeah, if not, just people. All clear, 3PO. You and R2 got the freighter covered just in time. That electronically charged fabric will keep any scanner from picking up what's under it. But that patrol worries me. Except for a small garrison at Mos Eisley, you used to never see a stormtrooper on Tatooine.
No offense to a native, sir, but it doesn't compute that this gritty sandpile suddenly has strategic value.
That's what we were just saying. It's illogical that this would be the center of the entire Star Wars universe forever.
Because it's so visually beautiful. You can't not shoot there.
Yeah. It's got 2 suns. Well, our mission is to recruit blockade runners. Since some of the best smuggler pilots in the galaxy hang out at Mos Eisley, that's where we're headed. And if anything else is going on, there's sure to be gossip about it.
Yeah, because Luke did so well the last time he went into Mos Eisley. And he's taking the droids, who he can't bring into the cantina.
We know how much they like droids there. Of course, to be fair, in this version of the Star Wars universe, they don't like droids any place you take.
Yeah, man. They are straight up droidist. But as the trio move along a circuitous route to the Desert World spaceport...
3PO, stop the speeder!
Master Luke, please quit shouting at me. This surely can't be wise. If something strange is going on, we shouldn't.
Click the do!
How dare you say my memory circuits have warped R2? Oh, of course. What has drawn Luke is a ruin. A ruin that was once the main building of a moisture farm, and for most of his 20 years, that farm was Luke Skywalker's home. So he was driving straight past his house, and he didn't realize it.
Didn't realize it till he saw it.
Maybe subconsciously he was being drawn to it.
I guess the perspective here is also weird. He looks giant.
Yeah, it looks like he could barely crawl into that thing.
The Imperial shrunk it. Aunt Beru, Uncle Owen. Much as I always complained about being stuck here, much as I glory in some of the things I've done since leaving, I still miss you both very much.
Then a sound makes Luke turn his misty eyes beyond the long-charred rubble.
The evaporator. It's working. Active. But that shouldn't be.
Hold it right there. Do exactly what I say.
Carmine Infantino always has people point guns in the weirdest way.
Yeah.
Like he shoves his hand in the frame and then cuts it.
I don't know how else he'd just get a barrel of gun kind of
that I can draw.
He could have just literally tilted that hand and it would have looked
like he was holding it like you would normally point a gun, not like
hold it right there. Do exactly what I say, or start spending the rest of your life dead. That's a weird line.
Yeah, hope you have coupon for coffin.
Ease your blaster from its holster. Just use 2 fingers. That's it. Now toss it back to me. Luke obeys, but he makes the toss too high. So his captor's eyes inadvertently follow it. If only for an instant, but in that instant he swiftly whirls.
Han Solo taught me about distracting a foe.
He's got those awesome goggles that what they always have on these things. Go ahead.
Fast lightsaber work I learned from Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's 2 reasons you're suddenly on the wrong end of this fracas. Suppose you come up with one for why it started in the first place.
Skywalker?
Fixer? Why aren't you at Tashi Station? Not spelled correctly.
Oh, it's not?
Equipment. I don't believe so.
I thought that's how it was spelled.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Doesn't look like Arabesh to me.
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like that was wrong. I guess we can take it to the books. Why aren't you at Tashi Station repairing equipment instead of out here ambushing innocent travelers?
Why aren't you at work all the time?
Why aren't you at the only place you've ever been in this universe?
I don't work at the station anymore, Luke. Got a better job. More future. At least, that's what I thought. Until a guy starts swinging lightsabers at my face.
Let's assume he's turning it off. Look how little it is in that picture.
Yeah.
Zoop. Oh, maybe. Yeah, because he's turning it off.
Everyone assumed you died, Luke, along with your aunt and uncle when the Tusken Raiders hit this place. I've been making it operational for the new owner.
What?
Bum, bum, bum. The House of Tagge has bought up a lot of local moisture farms, though your showing up could foul their claim. But that legal stuff can wait. Come over here, Luke.
Hold it, Fixer. I
like this idea that it's like they're going to file a legal claim that Luke Skywalker is back and he wants his moisture farm. And Tagge is like, Luke Skywalker, hold up. That's the guy I'm looking for.
Universal fugitive.
Set up a meeting with his lawyer.
He's wanted for like 1 million counts of murder.
Hey, sweetheart. Let me raise this up a little bit. Hey, sweetheart. You can ease up guarding the Skyhopper instead of a thieving parts scavenger like I expected to catch. It's Skywalker, back from the dead.
Like that. Not little wormy. Like
Luke's like,
I fucking saved the universe.
Yeah. Perhaps you've heard of me. Everyone wants me dead.
Killed 1 million people.
Make that 1,000,002.
Hello, Cammy. I haven't heard that nickname for a long time. Not since that day I came racing into Anchorhead to tell everyone about the big space battle.
And if the love of my life had seen you in action a minute ago, she'd never dared to use it. I guess that's ancient history from Star Wars #1. We need to read those because
Star Wars #1. Yeah. Get the stuff in them.
The deleted scenes.
Especially now that these characters have been reintroduced into canon in the Boba Fett show.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. I just barely recognized. I was like, is that supposed to be Cammy or whatever? I don't know what Luke's been doing, but all this time, but he sure changed.
Oh, yes, I can see that now. He looks taller somehow.
Yeah, he's about to steal your girl, man.
About to say.
He's like, I'm only into princesses now. We've changed too, right, Cammy? Married. The Tagge outfit set us up in the old Darklighter place. Another of your dead friends, Luke. They're basically just taking over all of Luke's.
Yeah, they've been getting the stuff for his steal. Apparently, there's been no ownership.
He's like hunting scavengers. Like, you're scavenging yourself. Their people are concentrating on expansion work out in the Dune Sea and how do you say that? Yunlin wastes. So they took me on as a sort of caretaker of their other properties. Doesn't sound too exciting, but you don't get many big opportunities on a place like Tatooine. And any kind of trouble could... Oh, that's her.
Any kind of trouble could ruin it. Like me trying to reclaim my uncle's place, Cammy? I've been off world too long to go back to moisture farming. My only business is Mos Eisley. I just don't like the Tagge family getting it. With their connections, it's practically like giving it to the Empire. Fixer and I don't have much time for politics. We're kept busy just trying to make our lives a little bit better. I understand, Cammy. It's only that...
Master Luke, our 2 sensors have picked up a vehicle in the area, sir. Larger than a land speeder, smaller than a Jawa sandcrawler. That sounds distressingly like an Imperial troop carrier to me, sir.
That's awesome because, until like they did use this in The Mandalorian, but until then it only existed as a toy. It's fun.
Yeah, I had that toy. And And it's weird because I had it since before I remember, I guess. Got it at a flea market or something when I was a kid. And I thought it was I'm pretty sure it was a Star Wars toy. It had Kenner written on it, but I'd never seen it in the movies or anything. And back then we didn't have the internet or something. So I didn't have a little catalog with that toy in it. So I wasn't sure it was a Star Wars. I used it as a Star Wars toy, but I was never sure until I got older, if that was an actual Star Wars toy or some other Kenner thing. So
this is Tag Command Unit 3. Any success yet?
Negative, Command. We are still searching. I'm sorry to have rushed you away from your old friends, sir. It seemed best under the circumstances.
It's okay, 3PO. We don't seem to have much in common now anyway, or before, or ever. They weren't very good friends. Funny, once I would have given anything to be in Fixer's place to have a girl like Cammy, but now...
Master Luke, look out!
Holy, hold tight! It's gonna be close!
What is this, a cloud? A cliff? I guess that's part of the cliff.
I guess he's swerving to miss those.
Oh, the bantha, and then he's going to hit the rocks instead.
Yeah. Nice work, Luke. Everyone all right? We stopped just shy of the canyon wall by at least an inch. 3PO? 3PO!
What? Oh, excuse me, sir. I think I shut down for a moment.
I think I shut my pants.
I think I shut down my pants. Is that awful beast still?
Standing there like a statue. I've never heard of a bantha behaving like that. That's all they ever do, though. I've never seen one move to Boba Fett. I'm going to take a look, 3PO.
This is exactly what you did in the first movie, man. Yeah. Some strange sand people stuff. I'm going to take a look.
Every time you see a bantha, you're like, it's probably fine. It's just a bantha.
Yeah, let me get out of the car and go check it out. No, dude.
Never
every
seen
time.
Just a bantha.
And Luke's steady, cautious movement forward also produces no reaction.
This can't be. It's dead. But it feels cold, frozen stiff. Right here under Tatooine's twin suns. Oh, beep, beep, bleep.
Master Luke, R2's audio registers have caught the sound of that transport. It's coming this way. We've got nowhere to run or hide. I mean, he's just a dude in a land speeder. Unless they know who he is, and they probably don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the big deal?
Recognition or anything.
No sooner do the trio get the land speeder to cover than... At last, Commander... Oh, you guys did it. I'll do it. At last, Commander. Stupid creature must have wandered into the canyon before the effect took. That explains why our scanner had trouble picking it up.
Now that we've found it, you know what to do.
Wow, gracious. It explodes like rubble. Suddenly, the canyon is alive with the echoing thunder of laser bolts and proton grenades, followed by silence.
My God, the guy in the troop carrier just threw a grenade in while they were like, woohoo!
Well, I mean, that's what I would do if I were a stormtrooper. I've been walking out in the desert all day.
We don't get to do much.
We get to blow something up. There. Oh, that's Luke.
They're gone. And so is any trace of that bantha.
The same might be true of us, sir, if we hadn't backed around the bend in the canyon. The whole incident seems quite sinister and irrational. Why vaporize something already dead?
Maybe so no one can learn how it died, 3PO. Whatever the tag interests are developing out in the wastelands, it sure isn't new methods for moisture farming. Our first duty is to dig up some blockade runners like General Dodonna assigned us to do. That tag bunch is obviously working on something for the Empire, and I'm not leaving Tatooine until I find out what.
Because I care about this planet. The Yunlin, after he's like, there's nothing left for me here. The Yunlin Wastes. Once only wild beasts and Tusken raiders dared roam here. Recently, however, there are others far more civilized and perhaps far more dangerous. Okay, this is my guy.
I guess, yeah.
You took the escape of the Bantha very well, Orman. I expected you to go raging about, slashing things with that outmoded weapon you carry.
I like how that's exactly what Kylo Ren does.
Mhm.
I had this lightsaber constructed in imitation of those carried once by the Jedi Knights. I'm saving it for the day when I can pay Darth Vader back in kind for what he did to me. And you're close enough to success that a slight security breach, swiftly repaired, shouldn't matter. In fact, Silas, one reason I picked this abominable little world as a spot for you to conduct your experiments was the hope that word of it might reach a certain party, a young rebel.
Another vendetta? Doesn't being Baron and running our family keep you busy enough? Does he know Luke's from Tatooine?
I guess he does. Getting even is one of the great fossil fuels of life, brother Silas.
It's a good line, too.
And the hand of fate in this matter seemed too strong to resist. There are several arid planets that fit your conditions, but a name in the Imperial census records drew me to this one, Luke Skywalker. Is he just stabbing his soup? That's rude.
Oh, right there. Yeah. let me evaporate your soup real quick.
Hey.
Let me warm that up for you.
Perhaps he'll come. Perhaps he won't. But if he should, I'll be ready.
Emotional, Orman. But to be expected from a man who still prefers real meat when science provides something as efficient as food paste.
Gross.
Lights ahead, Master Luke. We're approaching Mos Eisley.
Evening's a good time. Coming out of the desert like this, I'll seem like any farm boy looking for a wild night in the wicked city.
Hopefully that's not what we'll find, sir.
You know, 3PO, maybe after this mission, you'll finally just start calling me Luke instead of Sir and Master all the time. You, R2, and I have been through too much together for that.
Old programming dies hard, but I'll certainly try, sir. Master Luke. None of R2.
Oh, beep up, beep doop.
None of your complaining, R2D2. Your balance intensifier is perfectly capable of handling your being on your side this long.
You can both relax a minute. The cantina is just ahead. Kick your feet up and sit outside there instead of sitting outside right here.
I don't really have fond recollections. I don't really have fond recollections of that place. Are you sure you'll be all right?
Well, nothing's certain in this galaxy, but I know my way around a bit better than my first visit there. Of course, I don't have Ben Kenobi to bail me out of trouble. Pull around to the rear and keep the speeder ready to move, just in case.
He's like, I know my way around more than I did the first time there, but I am literally wearing the same clothes.
Mm-hmm. But
even with the macro binoculars on my belt and everything.
I look as oaky as ever.
At least, no, it's the same band, I guess.
Yep. Probably playing the same song.
And if you have any requests, shout them out. Play that same song. All right, same song. Here we go.
Oh, brother, this place hasn't changed a bit. General Jordana gave me this assignment so I'd have something to do instead of worrying about the princess.
Busy work. What?
Whack. Trying to select a few reasonably trustworthy star hoppers from this motley collection ought to more than do the trick. I'd give anything to see a friendly face right. Ah!
Uh-oh.
Han?
Hey, kid. Haven't you learned to stay out of low-class dives? You don't know who you'll bump into. Wrap up the fight, Chewie. We've got some serious celebrating to do.
Just fuck. Huh? Just...
What is Han doing here? When did we last see Han? When he left at the big casino planet, whatever that was, the casino city floating star station. I guess he'll tell us. So after resolving our differences with Jabba the Hutt, which happened in 28, Chewie and me delivered him back here and decided to hang out for a bit. So they actually took Jabba the Hutt on the Millennium Falcon. How weird is that? How would he even
They were
fit
all
in that
stranded, remember?
thing? Yeah.
Well, this Jabba is just like a normal dude.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Wanted to let you enjoy a few moments with her royalness before I showed up to sweep her off her feet.
Besides, you needed some time to spend that extra bonus you forced out of Jabba.
Can you beat that, Chewie? Kid does a little star roving and he becomes a cynic.
Well, if you're feeling idealistic, Han, I'm on a mission that you two would be perfect for. Wait a second. Fixer! What are you like? Why you gotta be up my ass every time, Skywalker?
Why is he dressed like a village person?
What are you doing in this place in a hard hat?
Luke, I've been trying to find you. Cammy and me did something bad. I came to warn you. Try to understand, Skywalker. You made it off this sand pile, but Cammy and me are stuck here. We've got to get by as best as we can. From stuff said this afternoon, it sounds like you're a rebel, Luke. To protect my job, Cammy and me decided there was no choice but to...
You reported me, Fixer. I ought to...
Forget any threats, kid. You got no time to carry them out. You're fingered.
Phrasing?
And Chewie and me are guilty by association. Out the rear. We've got Imperial visitors coming in the front door.
You three, halt!
Seconds later, a Mos Eisley alleyway becomes a battleground. Pile onto the land speeder. Oh, that's Luke. Is that Luke? Or maybe that's Han. Pile onto the land speeder. 3PO, get us out of here. Streets are crawling with stormtroopers. No chance of reaching the Falcon, kid. Head for the open desert, 3PO. Why is 3PO driving the land speeder? Would you want 3PO as your getaway driver? Got two of the best pilots in the galaxy here. And 3PO is driving the getaway car.
I'd rather him doing that than have him try to shoot stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a delegation.
Swerving wildly between two outlying buildings. The one-time protocol droid does just that. Not bad, bronze britches. We're moving out of their range. If this baby doesn't collapse from the load it's carrying, I think we'll be okay. Where did he get a land speeder? It doesn't matter.
I guess he bought it.
But back at the edge of town, I've called out a troop carrier, but those rebels have a big lead.
No matter. One of our blasts scored. That speeder is leaking coolant. It'll be burnt out by morning. If one of our desert patrols doesn't get them out there, the twin suns will.
Bum, bum, bum. And then they die.
Yeah. That was what happened to Han and Luke.
Well, that's fun.
So yeah, the Jawa Express, we'll get to see them.
Huh?
We're off with some Jawas.
Oh, so is that what it said? I missed it. Next issue, the Jawa Express. You're right. The Express.
So that'll be fun. It is fun how many times in different iterations of Star Wars now they still keep going back to Tatooine.
Yeah, oh man, I've complained about this on some of our other shows, so I'm not going to do it again. But it feels like a strong lack of imagination to me, because
there's a reason that Boba Fett would go there. But...
I mean, he starts his story there because when we last saw him, he was in the original trilogy, he was in the Sarlacc, so we know he has to come from Tatooine to begin. But I just feel like in the Star Wars universe, you could have literally any manner of awesome planets. You could have environments that we couldn't dream of, stuff like you'd see in any other sci-fi series. You've got crazy flora and fauna and neat different colored skies and stuff, just whatever. But they just keep going to desert planets. In Mando, it drove me nuts because Tatooine wasn't the only desert planet he went to. And I get that in real world, probably most planets are rocky and barren and stuff. But I mean, these planets all have livable atmospheres and stuff.
Yeah, and Star Wars doesn't play those rules. This isn't like normal planets. This is like going to different islands in the ocean. Like every planet they go to is, like you said, habitable. Like, sure, there's probably a bunch of rock planets that you can't go to because there's no way they'd sustain life. But that's not the planets they're going to. They go to places where people live. So it could be anything. I'd like to see some more water worlds. I'm glad they do that sometimes.
They only did that once, right?
I'd like to see
Camino or
where they go to underwater civilizations. Which
I guess they did that with
Gungans.
Gungans.
It was cool.
Gungans.
If you watched Phantom Menace on mute for most of the movie, you'd be like, "Oh wow, this is awesome." There's like a thing on Disney Plus called Galaxy of Sounds, where it's literally just Star Wars screensavers. Like you play it and they just show you the scenes with just the sound engineering. Like
Yeah.
most of the time the music is stripped out, no dialogue is in the scenes. It's just these awesome like vistas that they create with the cool sound engineering behind it. Like, oh wow, this all looks amazing when you just watch it like this.
Another thing that Star Wars does that I think is short-sighted is every planet seems to just be one kind of environment. Like the forest moon of Endor is all forest. You know, the Tatooine's all desert. The water, ocean, the Camino, whatever's all water.
Mm-hmm. Of course,
Mustafar is all lava.
Planet, just one.
Yeah, literally just a city. It's like there aren't any like except for I guess Naboo. Naboo has like ocean and it has land, but most of the planets are just one environment.
Yeah. That also goes to the fact that planets mostly are stand-ins for regions of our planet. Like none of the worlds are actually fleshed out to be like a whole planet like our planet is, with the same number of cultures and locales and stuff and races even. Which is weird because you have planets that have different alien races that live on the same planet, but they still don't seem as genetically diverse as just human beings on this one planet are.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll come back sooner. It won't be as long a break this time. Hopefully we'll come back with issue 32, and it'll be the Jawa Express, and we will see you then. My name is Brooks.
I'm Sean.
And take it easy, everybody. May the Force be with you.
Like and subscribe.
Snoop.
Dankeschön, wir sind die Cantina-Band. Wenn ihr Songwünsche habt, ruft sie einfach. Spielt denselben Song nochmal. Alles klar, denselben Song und los.
All right, guys, go read his book and leave a review.